Hey Freya, what's going on? So you sent me this Coach Kami. I'm gonna take a look at it. You also sent me a message saying something along the lines of, and I kind of talked to you about it already. Feeling super low because I feel like I suck at paladins and people just now started to respect me and thinking I'm good. I think everyone in your community has always respected you. I've always respected you. I've always felt like you're a really solid player, like good. But you know, people coming in, seeing a girl gamer, I think immediately there's probably some doubts, right? They're like, oh, it's a girl gamer, probably not that good. But you are good. And I haven't been around to too many of your streams, so I can assume that you're starting to get a little bit more viewers, getting a little bit more concurrent viewers, which is awesome. Congratulations, by the way. But maybe people are starting to, you just feel like people are expecting things out of you and you're not doing as well. And this is what I'll say. You seem like you're playing the same as I've seen in previous Coach Kamis, and it's good. The thing is, it's all in your head. Cass, can you not? I believe it's all in your head, because the more expectation you have of yourself, the harder it is to fulfill the expectation. And it's good to have high standards for yourself, but don't let it downplay you. Especially when I was growing, people really knew me for being good, specifically around the time that I decided that I wanted to start streaming scrims and I was trying to make it into the PGS and maybe even PPL. I started to take a lot of my humor away and was a lot more analytical and trying to be just good, a person that's good. Because that's like a way you can be a popular streamer, is just being really fucking good at a game. Then you start noticing things more and more, and then you start getting down on yourself, and you think that other people only watch you because they think you're good. And whenever you make a minor mistake, it's just immediately you think everything's going downhill. It's not, though. It's just, again, it's the expectation of, you think people are looking at you being a good player, so you want to fulfill that requirement. And even a minor mistake maybe won't be that big of a deal before. Now that this expectation is here, then it might feel a lot bigger. I wasn't a posit on this loadout, but meh. I highly suggest, I'm going to try to give you tips as much as possible. I've not been playing Paladins that much as of recent, and mainly I rarely play tanks. There is sometimes I watch tank players like Rubu and stuff, and I watch them in ranked, and I feel like they play a lot differently, but it's than they would in like a competitive game, but at the same time, it's super efficient. So I try to talk with the best knowledge that I can about tanks, but I suck at tanks, and I think tanks are some of the hardest champions to play in the game, because you have to know how far to push, when to make space, when to do damage, and when to back off. And there's also timing your cooldowns to make sure your healer can get heals on you, make sure the healer has a line of sight on you, and you have to pay attention to what your DPS is doing too. It's fucking hard, dude. It's a lot of work. Whereas a healer, you sit back, you see everything, you just heal people that are taking damage, and DPS, you just sit back and do damage. I mean, what are you gonna do? And then if you die, you just blame the healer. We all know how this game works. So, overall, don't be so hard on yourself. I'll try to point out some things. I did notice the whole aiming thing, and you snapping, missing a decent amount of shots because of the snapping. But again, I don't want to say try to stop snapping so much, because if you miss it because it looks like you were snapping, oh my god, your logo's adorable. If you were missing because you were snapping, or you're missing just because you missed, there's really no difference. And whatever comes comfortable for you is what you should be playing. So I don't want to harp on that too much. And I try not to bring up the aiming thing, because everyone's trying to improve their aim. I mean, like, my aim has turned into pretty much poopy because I've been playing so much Dota Underlords. So your loadout: Healing Station, Bowling Ball, Failsafe, Brave and Bold, and Double Time. I mean, yeah, Healing Station, Bowling Ball, Failsafe, those are all pretty much mandatory to have. I love the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can't hate on that. What are you going to do?
Like 2A, 3A.
And what are you going up against? Going up against a Genos Healer, a Nara, which means that's kind of good for you. And Tyra's got the burst. The nerf hasn't happened live yet. You're not playing on the PTS. Who should go? Strix should go Wrecker on your team. Strix can pretty much blow up that shield in like 2 shots once he gets Wrecker too. That'll help out a lot. You could even go Wrecker later on too.
Oh, we need a Wrecker.
Okay. No problem.
I think of anything else. Another thing that might be influencing why you think you're getting worse at Paladins, or you're not performing as well as you used to, is your rank, maybe? Is because you can't even hit Diamond? Please don't let rank dictate that.
Hopefully he understands that,
People are pretty bad at this game, man. So starting off, you go to point. Where's the con at? The con push right side. So this is good. Your main, I would suggest, okay, so backing up just a quick second. Where's your healer at? Your healer should have went to the right side with them, right? I have no idea. And also, I didn't see what heal talent that person went. What heal talent is the...
I think I got
should you be looking out for beam heals? I heard beam heals aren't that good anymore.
From 10 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Just because they're too hard to confirm, which has kind of always been the case, but sorry, I just want to know this real quick so I don't give a bad suggestion.
I think I got
Why does the timestamps never line up to what you're doing? 34. Okay, hold on a minute. It's way back here. You should be bringing up your scoreboard here in a second. 3, 2, 1. Okay, she is celerity, right? I think it's celerity. Okay, cool. So running into the point, your healer goes to the left. No, she's staying back. Okay, she's just staying in the back. Since your right side has been kind of taken over, this is one thing I look for a lot in support is if I'm set up on the point and I don't really know where the enemies are, I see a few of them, but they might be flanking. I look around and I see, where's my safe spot to go? And immediately you should know your safe spot should be over to the right. Now, there are 2 tanks over there, but they're not that much damage. So what would be better is maybe backing off over here. I can't really see my cursor. Let's see if I can like pause it. Oh, wait. It's pretty much over to the right. Right over here. You could have like backed up over here or even more to the right. And that'll allow you to try to help out the con and the victor shooting people over there. This is fine, but it might have been better to go over by fidget spinners, just kind of staying with your team. Now you're just shooting. You're taking damage from the Vic, but like... Or Tyra? Yeah, the Tyra. It's fine. As long as you back out in time to be able to get the... You want to put a shield up like... I would say right now. That also blocks the firebomb from coming in and it stops on it so it doesn't like land on the perfect center spot that completely blocks out the point. It's only like half of it. You got it off in time. Is my game too loud? I think my game's fine.
My guess for this game is they're just like not going to send anybody left at all.
Rather in game. So fire's on the point, gotta back off. Try to help out Jostles over here. I'm assuming this is, yeah, this is who you're on comms with.
I don't have dash, should be shields.
It's okay to be dancing out like that with the shield up, but once the shield goes down, make sure you try to use those pillars to hide. But this is 100% okay. You're doing great. There's an Inara low there, and there's a Fernando low there. I probably would have taken a pop shot on that Inara, but she died like immediately, so it's not that big of a deal, and you're just putting your emphasis, you're stressing on them. Your focus on the payload, and that's good, because you want it to be moving every second it can. Good time on the shield. You just want to shield when you get taken a little bit of damage. Half, I think, is pretty good, especially early game, because they're not going to be able to blow up the shield that quickly, and that gives the healer enough time to wait for COD to wear off and then give you a good heal. It is legit. So right now you lost your con. You might want to consider backing off here, but you're kind of playing in a safe spot. Once you see them starting to push, you'd probably want to dash off over to the side, but there was a Fury up there in the middle, so holding this forward zoning is really good. You've heard me talk about it multiple times in the past, how, you know, how far do you want to fall back? No, you don't want to fall back all the way to spawn, unless they're forcing you to, and you pretty much held the most forward position that you could because they weren't pushing you.
Why am I stuck? Oh, the turret.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Does he get stuck on the turret? Oh yeah, he does. One thing I noticed about your turret placements is a lot of times it's like in front of the shield where you want to hide. Maybe look on to shield dance a little bit more, or put your shield up first and then your turret down. No, put your turret down and then put your shield up so it's like kind of blocks it. I think it's legit. It's very minuscule healing that you're going to be getting, but it could be a big difference. And there are a couple times that you place the turret out in the front and then the shield behind, and then you hide behind the shield and maybe even back up a little bit. Whereas if you would have went like shield and then turret right here. So let's literally say this is a shield and then turret's right here. You're allowed to kind of shield dance in between while also remaining to get the heal. But again, it's a really minor thing. I'm going to do my best to try to give you tips, but I feel a little bit awkward. This is the same thing. Like when people send me tanks for Coach Kami, I feel the same thing as you. It's like people expect good stuff and I try to give as best tips as I can, but I'm nervous that it's not even the best tips, right? So if you hear anything else other than, you know, contradicting to what I say from good players, please let me know, because I'd love to inform myself more about proper ways to play tanks. Backing up just a second, though. Your team is up. Fernando is ulting. So what you could do is you could push on this payload right now and ult. You have 1 minute and 11 seconds, and it's just a Tyra, so she's going to be forced to back out. But you'd have to make the decision now to dash in, ult, and then pop your turret in there to give yourself some good self-sustain. Taking too much damage pretty much makes it so it's going to be rough. You could have used that dash to go around the corner and then ult on the point, but again, kind of hard. Oh no! Leon,
It's okay.
she chased. What a dick.
Coming back.
You were creating space the best you could. They just kind of, they pushed on you a little bit too much and you didn't get any heals.
Both tanks are just running at our backline, so I'm gonna run.
So you see how you place a turret in the back and then you just kind of like left it. It's still up there doing damage, which is fine. But I probably would have stayed next to that area and popped up a shield and then just kind of chilled to get that extra sustain. Again, I think that's very small amount of healing you can do. This is a good choke you're going to want to sit at, try to get past this point. Staying right here on this corner is really good because you can pop in and out and just kind of shoulder peek, just like this, get more heals. You also want to place your turret right around that corner to the right so you can get the bonus sustain there. Good shot on the Leon.
Oh no, Nara's on.
Furia, no! Right there, you maybe could have shielded a little bit earlier and hid behind it, because that tire was just pretty much lighting you up for a while before you got a chance to turn around. Here, I'm telling myself, please hold on to the ults. Good dash, dancing around, using the payload and the short stature of the Dwarven Master himself to be able to keep alive. Ooh, that would have been a sick shot. I mean, it pretty much was. Here, I like that you're keeping your calm and you're not really like... You place your turret down right on the cooldown, and you have your dash up ready in case you're going to get low. But you could have maybe shot the Inara. It's really hard to do when you're taking a lot of damage and you're sitting in a crippling field or just a treacherous ground in general.
Got the Tyra.
Or is it treacherous ground or whatever the hell, the obelisk. When you're sitting in it, it's just like all you want to do is run. But you can firewall in it and you're not going to, you know, obviously lose any of the movement speed with Barrack. And it might have helped kill the Inara just a little bit earlier. But you placed your turret down ASAP, which helped out with the healing. It was hectic as hell at the end there. But good job, Slay. Hey, hanging on to your ult.
For the end of the split, it's insane.
Breath to take a life.
No, I in every game for the next.
So you got Wrecker 2 and Cauterize 2. Yeah. Inara is a big healing target, so you want to stop that. And then Wrecker helping to blow up that shield, that's pretty huge. I'd probably consider picking up Rejuvenate from now on. Just Rejuvenate, Rejuvenate, Rejuvenate. I maybe would have even considered going Rejuvenate 2 over Wrecker 2.
Oh, that's tough.
Oh.
I think you would have been able to get it. Right here, it's just, I mean, I'm sure you know it.
No, the wall.
3,600 damage. You essentially were at like 1,600.
Oh.
God damn it. Your reaction is priceless. Right here, you're like, I'm fine. I'm just going to dash away. My healer's here. I'm fine. And then right as you hit it, you can even see the button being clicked. You get melted by the Eminence or whatever it's called.
Oh, Eminence.
Yeah. Yeah, you said it.
That's not worth. I'm just gonna give some space for a minute.
Yeah, that burst coming out of nowhere. Maybe just popping up the shield a little bit earlier to be safe is good. It starts to cool down, right? So you can shield early, get healed up back to the full, and then, you know, dash, get the shield. Failsafe proc, shield, or failsafe proc, use it again, and then the shield goes up. But you're aware of this. Just managing those cooldowns. That was just a burst you couldn't expect. I didn't expect it.
I'm going for it.
And you're going for it. So right here,
And slowed me.
right here, you're taking a little bit too much damage. I probably would have ulted right away.
Going for it.
Like, if you would have ulted right here, the shield would have extended into it, and you would have blocked a lot of damage. When coming around this corner and the Tyra's just lighting you up from the left side. I think she's on top or just, you know, she's just right behind you to the left. That would have blocked a lot of damage and would have allowed you to get on point and told them to back off. It wouldn't have been the best placement, but it would have been kind of the only placement. And I think you guys would have had a chance because a lot of your people are up. If you didn't have so many people up, you kind of need to go for a Hail Mary and try to get it right central on point to make sure that you have the most coverage. But right there, you just needed to stay alive for a couple more seconds and allow your team to get in there and start lighting up people that are shooting you. So I think placing the ult just a little bit quicker would be better.
Oh my god. I touched.
You touched.
Step into the light.
Yeah.
Enemy double kill.
This frag.
Enemy double kill. The team's coming back. You're just shooting people in the face holes and whatnot.
Victor, just stop.
Oh, Victor. There's a fire. Oh, I see. Thought the Tyra threw a firebomb. Ooh, the wall.
Walled off from that BS.
Now Leon should be dead. Now you can push down and over onto the payload. And they're probably gonna fall back. They just lost 2 people. They got a good progression on that payload. Definitely want to collapse on that Veno, or the Fernando and the Genos. Dash out of there. Put your shield up now. So here's the situation. I mean, no, never mind. I was gonna say that's a situation you could have shield danced, but there's so many people there you just had to get out. So I take that back. The shield blocked a decent amount of damage from the like tire coming around the corner from lava side. And that probably got you out alive. Ah, yes, good old Wrecker. Fernando looks slightly confused about what's going on.
Just kidding, I got a heal.
And he's out of there.
Just kidding, they're turning.
Now we're just zoning. Be wary of your left side. There's 3 in mid right now. There's the Tyra. That's a big damage for source. Targeting her first is a good idea.
Run the other way, boo boo.
The full reload on the Furia is so good.
Heal after that, please.
I like this. I like keeping on the Fernando just because you want to keep your other healer. Keeping your other tank alive is really helpful. This is interesting.
Our Furia died again.
Yeah.
They,
Nice kill on the Genos.
I have shouted these.
So there you could have, since it's just CNR, I think it's just CNR. Oh no, the Leon's there too, never mind. But throwing up your turret and throwing up your shield, you could have started shield dancing around on the Inara, but you would have had the Tyra to deal with too, the Tyra and the Leon.
Hey,
I
Tyrus.
can reload. Got
Oh!
her.
That's why you don't peek, Tyra. What are you doing with your life? Alright, you guys got this easy. No overextending, staying back, holding off areas, doing what tanks should do. I don't see much difference of what I would do.
Get more rejuve. Alright, so that was like kind of a fluke because I like insta died.
Yeah, you insta died and I missed my ult. Died. We just. I would.
It was a fluke. Eminence OP.
I played like 2 hours. Until
And then we'll have to do a negative testimonial.
it's alright. What's up, Sia?
Are you in a situation where like you lose a bunch when you lose, but you don't win as much when you win? God, I hate that. Okay, cool. Genos ult didn't get anybody.
I'm not gonna go for fancy ults anymore. I feel bad. I'm like literally.
Okay. I was gonna suggest ult there just to be safe.
Dying in our-
Person behind you. Over to the left. Tyra.
She's just right down here, yeah.
Okay, you got her. Noise.
There's an Insta on our streaks.
Holding the point. God, Leon does a lot of damage, huh?
I tried, buddy. Sorry.
Waiting for the Fury to get on point so you can push up. But now you're at the situation where you need to go back into fidget spinners or the left side. Again, I really like hiding in the fidget spinners over right to the right side. A little bit more on your side, but you're pretty much protected by
Nice,
everything.
Genos
Good kill on the Tyra.
No, Genos is alive, but I
Oh,
made
really?
hella space.
Or Genos, or Tyra. Same
I
thing.
made hella space. I mean, I'm gonna die because I walked into 4.
Watch out behind you.
I did make space. I pulled 4 away from point.
The Fernando charge on? Yeah, good job backing off there. So here, you don't need to go back in right away. You just want to hold back right here.
Bruh.
It's at 33%. There's really no reason to push on. It sucks because the Victor was on there, so you kind of were tempted to... Nice kill on the Fernando. Tempted to try to help out the Fernando. But right now, you guys have tons of time. It's just regrouping, waiting for your Victor to come back or your Strix to come back. But you need to go on a little bit sooner than you want. Make sure to sit right here, get full healed, and then go back in. But go a little bit sooner you would normally go because of the Inara. Oh, can you make it through?
Was
Nice.
Tyra dead? I'm here.
Barely made it on. Nice.
Fuck.
He died for it.
Noise.
I got him.
Oh, I think Leon just slid it.
I think Leon's going to be cleaning this up. What's your right side?
I need to stop.
No,
Ah,
no,
they're
we're
so
not gonna
low.
lose
You have no cooldowns. We're not going to lose this. We might lose
I mean,
this.
it's only 2. Wait, they got off? Hello?
Wish me dead.
That's tough.
I mean, what happened there was your DPS got out DPS'd. That's it. Like, Leon just came through and killed everything. That's just a pure mechanical skill issue there. You're going to need a shield right now. How are you still getting hit through that? Maybe there you'd have to get a little bit closer to the shield to be able to make sure you're not getting hit, but that's just like a few extra steps forward that you don't want to be. That was just unfortunate with the altitude difference. Kami using big words. All right, like this early shield. I would put up a turret and over. I would actually hide in that corner. I would have went over where that other turret was, dropped another turret, and then ulted if you needed to stay safe. Because you had your healer up right there, right? So yeah, you were really close to this corner. Could have just hidden this corner. The downside is she could have firebombed there. You might have thought of that. But I don't know if the firebomb was up, and it's a long cooldown, and you had a double turret trying to keep you alive. But then they killed you. You were there.
Stop it.
Can't wait for the tire mark nerf, huh? You know what's crazy is I'm like not that... There are some times that I can really feel that tire burst. But honestly, most of the time the tire is like doing enough work to where I'm like, they're winning. They probably would win without the tire mark. I'm probably 100% wrong on this. It's just my games that I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of casual though, so... Take my advice with or my opinion with a grain of salt. You shall not pass.
I'm gonna take Stando shield down.
Pushing through. You can pretty much just ignore the Inara at the top. If she wants to push through and try to push the payload, that's fine, but this Fernando shield is down, so getting hit, the kill on there is huge.
Where?
In Fidji's. Victor's chasing him. Oh, and Narc guy. Nice.
Noise. Don't want to push past this area. Like this line right here, don't want to pass this.
Backing up.
Good job backing up there. Lots of people coming. Get out of there. Now your failsafe is procced. Got to keep that in mind. Jostles is pretty far up there. He might go down.
Leon's
Let's see if he's getting healed up.
Tyra's absolute mid.
Ooh-wee. So Jostle's getting dropped there is a big deal for you guys, and you might want to consider backing up a little bit. They are really low though. It's kind of an even trade. They got Tyra down, so this paid off really well. There's the Inara or the Leon flank in the back. It's good calls by Jostles.
She's one.
They committed Nando. That's good.
Nando dead.
Noise.
I'm looking at Jonas too. He's one.
Ooh.
Nice. Except I got to back up. I'm so low.
Yeah, it's smart backing up there to make sure you get healed up, even if your team just ends up dying. You have your tank up there. Him hiding in the corner. Oh, sneaky, sneaky, jewel cells.
Absolute mean. Just means they're like super.
Absolute. Whew, that term. I haven't heard that term in a while.
And I can just dump them into the lava. But then they'd have free right.
I've always been a big fan of their one.
Maybe I'll need Nando.
Although that's kind of a bad call because it could mean that there's only one over there. I'll need some cashews. So we got Rejuvenate 3, Wrecker 3, or Wrecker 2, and Cauterize 3. I think going third for the Cauterize is better than going for the Wrecker 3. I like Kami's idea? Oh no, Karn's idea. Who's Karn?
No, you guys don't go left as well.
Who knows? Oh, there goes the shield because of Wrecker. That's a feels bad, man. Someone getting cut out by that Gen Assault is gonna be hard. Victor's not happy. Damn it! You got time. Who's Neil?
Burn's still flanking.
Please give me a heal, please. Oh my
I like you backing off here and trying to help out Jostles, keep him alive. Your Fury is dead too.
Oh, Genos is right behind you.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to shield to the right side a little bit earlier.
Oh, I need to stop choking.
Ooh. You guys just completely wiped them out.
No, they're all-
Anara's probably just gonna die on point. Or she'll get staggered, which is even better.
Nice, and that's her pretty staggered too.
If you would have staggered her a little bit harder, that would have been nice, but in the grand scheme of things, since you have so much to cap... Oh my god,
Shit,
no one's
Fern's on
capping the
point.
point. Oh no, Fernando's on the point.
You're alone.
Is he going to be able to get out? No. So that's pretty much bad news bears. Here, since you're inside the ult, you want to get a little bit of the heal, but the...
I might have just thrown that on him.
Wait, what the fuck? I thought the fire hurt you inside there. Never mind. I was going to say back off a little bit, but you're not taking any fire damage. Huh. Shield up a little earlier. Helped you back here on the Leon. That sucks. You wouldn't feel safe enough to be able to finish the reload. You pretty much have to start making the move now. Like, it sucks because you're low, but like Jostles is gonna need some help. Your goal is to try to get up here and help out and put up a shield for Jostles before he dies. But with the cripple field, and by cripple field I mean the shield or the slow of the obelisk, yeah, it's pretty much not gonna happen. I mean, I think it's pretty much it, right? Yeah. Let me look at the post-game screen, and I'm going to assume that Victor did very little. Rather, Victor did a decent amount, but he probably died a lot. Yeah, okay. That's pretty much it. Oh my goodness, the Strix did not do that much. Considering he had no flanks to deal with him, that is a very rough score that you'd expect from the Strix. So I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to point blame at other people, right? What I'm trying to say is, while it may feel like you're not doing that well, the problem is you drop from diamond to platinum. So the farther you drop, the harder you have to carry when you go up against decent people. Just flat out. And you can't carry that much on tanks. The fact that you're duo queuing and both of you are tanks is not going to help you that much. It's nice to have good 2 tanks, right? I guess if you guys are like god tanks, you can do a lot. You did a lot. I don't know. Having like a damage carry is really nice. Come on, Freya. Let's see that Cassie. Let's see it, girl. I know you can frag. Overall, probably didn't help that much because I say the same shit every single time. But the main thing I want to get across is you're still a good player. And don't feel like you're not living up to other people's expectations. Because that's a very slippery slope to just doing things to satisfy other people. Just play, have fun with it. I say that, but then I also make content that only does well, even though maybe I don't make the content because I actually enjoy it. You know, don't go early into full-time. You get jaded. Could have shielded a little bit earlier a lot of times, especially the time you just got completely blown up. Shield dancing a little bit more. That's going to be a little bit harder to do in certain circumstances because if you're shield dancing when you're doing a 2v1, it does make you a little bit harder to hit. But like if one person is sitting on the high ground, like let's say you're shield dancing on point against an Inara, but you have a tire up on the top just kind of spraying down the shield, then it's not going to work out very well because there's a better chance of them hitting you because the tire is just going to be spraying on one side of it. And then, yeah, I guess it would just technically be better sitting on one side of the shield. Plus, they have Wrecker, and Wrecker just blows up shields in 2 seconds. Bleh. That's why I don't like playing tanks. Feeling the effects of Wrecker and Cauterize, just being like, I can't get healed. I can't save myself from shields. I'm going to go play Cassie. Ult usage was fine. I like you holding it for the next round. Maybe popping it a little bit earlier a couple times, like when you're trying to get onto the point of the last second. That would have made a big difference. But in the grand scheme of things, I think you did fine. Didn't really group up with the tank too much. You guys held different angles. And I think overall solid gameplay. If there's any specific questions you have for one of the plays and maybe something you could have done differently or maybe asked my opinion on it, feel free to message me on Discord about it. But if not, hopefully I helped out a little bit with your mentality because, again, that feeling of you feel like people are starting to respect you and you're not playing as well is me. Like, that's me 100% of the time. All the time. All right. Love you. Bye.